Never in my entire life, more specifically the past 2 or 3 years, did I ever think that I would make a video on TikTok. Now, I'm not going to be doing a video on what TikTok is or anything like that. You read the title, you already know what we're going to be doing. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I make my TikTok videos. Now, before we get into this, it's going to be more of a general idea of how I do them. I kind of made these two videos together already in my how I make YouTube videos tutorial and also how I do my photography tutorial. So if you guys want to get a more in-depth look at how I do those things, you guys can go check out those two videos. Today I'm just going to look more into how I do it for TikTok because it is a little bit of a different process. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into that. So the first thing that you want to do is obviously get an idea, and there are two apps that you can go to get ideas. One, obviously Instagram. They have a plethora of photos, there are people that you can follow, there are tutorials, there's all that good stuff. But they're the second place that I go to when I'm trying to look for ideas. The first place that I go to is actually Pinterest. Now, I like Pinterest because you're able to double down on the exact technique or idea that you have for your photos. And like I said, I've only recently gotten into it, but I really like it because it's a lot more idea focused and it gives you more of what you're looking for. On Instagram, you can very easily get lost. They recommend the most random stuff ever to you all the time, and it's very hard to find what you're looking for. Specifically for me, it might be different for other people, but for me, when I'm trying to look for specific photography ideas, photo ideas, I can kind of get lost, and they recommended me. Anyway, let's get into it. So on Pinterest, I start looking on here. There are all these different photo ideas. They have GIFs of photo ideas. There's just so much stuff to look at. Now, what I like to do is tap right here on this bottom right thing, this bottom right icon right there, and I already have these boards. Now, these boards are specific photos that you've pinned. It's kind of like an album. And I have one for photo ideas, I have one for album cover, and I have one for, we're gonna ignore that one. So for photo ideas, this is basically photo ideas. So I have all of these, and today we're gonna be doing this one right here. So jump poses in the air. I wanna do something similar to that. And now I have a backup idea, which is just like, I have a new backpack that I got upstairs that I'm probably gonna use. That's just gonna be like a little backup idea just in case this one doesn't work. I'm hoping it'll work. It should work. In theory, it'll work. I'm not the best at doing levitation photography. My camera doesn't shoot at the highest frame rate, so I always have to get it perfect, or it's just not gonna work. So we're gonna try those two specific things today in this video. So let's go ahead and start setting up the camera now that we have our idea. So now that we got the camera set up, I had to get it in a very specific way because, as we can see, I'm in the exact same spot that I was in the last video, and that is my backyard, and we obviously know the reason why I can't shoot outside of my house. So it took a little bit of finessing. I had to prop it up on that box right there just to get it at the right angle. It's actually it's about to fall over, so I have to be very careful with how I set up the shot. So in my self-photography video, you have to set a timer. My phone, my camera is not very smart, so I can't connect to it from my phone. I have to manually do every single thing, which makes it just a little bit harder. But that's just what you have to go through when you're broke. So we're gonna make it work. So you're gonna see me doing very weird things to get the shot. If you watch my self-photography video, you'll know what I'm doing. I'm not gonna go too in depth with it. I'll explain everything. It'll make sense in the end product, you'll see. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I might need to, which is what I was scared of. I have a 24mm lens on there, and it's just, the framing is off. I'm too big and it looks like it's not gonna work. I'm gonna try a few more times, but I might have to switch to the backup idea, which is I originally thought was gonna happen anyway. So like I said, we're gonna do a few more test runs, see if I can get it right. If not, we're just gonna have to go with the backup idea. It's not too big of a deal. Sometimes it happens. That's just photography. What the heck? What was that? Yo, let's play the replay on that. I don't know if you guys saw that. What the heck? That actually scared the crap out of me. Wow. Anyway, obviously, as you guys could see, I looked very stupid. And to make it even worse, the shots did not at all come out the way I was hoping they were going to. So what we're gonna have to do is we're just gonna scratch that idea. What I'm gonna go do, that wasn't even English. I'm gonna go hurry up and run upstairs, get my backpack, and we're gonna do the backup shoot, because that was not at all working. And that's, like I said, that's just photography. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. My lens isn't wide enough, and I just thought about it. I could go get my other lens, but it's a terrible kit lens, and I'm not sure if it's quite worth it. So I'm just gonna go get my backpack, and we're gonna go with the backup idea that I had. So I will be right back. And okay, we are back, and I have a backpack on. I have my camera set up on the tripod, and what we're going to do is just a very, very simple picture. It's gonna look semi-cool. I'm gonna have my back to the camera. I'm gonna be turned around, and I'm gonna be throwing this other camera that I have. Shout out to my boy Darwin. I'm gonna be throwing it up in the air and making it look like the camera's levitating, kind of like, you know, just like a cool little photographer-esque type of vibe from it. So I'm actually glad that didn't work out, because I just realized that for TikTok, you want the video to be vertical. You want the video to be vertical, just because people are looking on their phones. You can upload a horizontal video. It's stupid. People are probably not gonna watch it. So I like to shoot it in vertical. So I'm happy that didn't work, because I have to reshoot this segment in actual vertical. So I'm sorry, it's gonna look terrible, but I'm gonna be using this footage for the actual TikTok video. So deal with it. It'll look cool. Let's get into it. Whew. Okay, we are good to go. I'm sweaty. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually quite a bit tired from doing that. We're gonna go ahead and head upstairs, and we're gonna edit these. I'm gonna show you guys just a little breakdown of how I do these videos. So let's go ahead and on upstairs. What is going on, guys? We are now back inside the house quite a bit later. It's literally nighttime right now. Take way too long to explain. And before I get into how I actually edit the videos and the photos for, you know, uploading to TikTok, I want a prerequisite with saying this. Now, this, like the title implies, is how Eric White, who didn't choose his last name, edits his photos and videos for TikTok. There are so many different types of ways that you can go about doing this, especially when it comes to TikTok. There are so many native tools and different editing things that you can do within within that you can do inside of TikTok itself, that what I'm doing might be overkill and completely unnecessary for some people, but I pay for the Adobe products every single month and I use them every day anyway for my job. So this is how I would go about doing it, and I do go about doing it because it's just me and this is just how I do it. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into the first part of how I edit the videos, and that's how I edit the photos. So I'm gonna go ahead and offload all the photos, or at least the ones that I like, onto a special folder onto my hard drive on the computer. And then once I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and open them inside of Lightroom. I want to open them inside of Lightroom. I already have a preset I choose for literally every single one of my photos. I've been using it for like the past 2 or 3 months or so. I love it. Still trying to tweak it to get it exactly how I want it, but for the most part, I use it on every single one of my photos. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that onto the 4 pictures and then choose the best one when I actually start editing it into Premiere. So you can edit it any type of style you want. This is just how I edit it. Now once I get done putting on a preset, tweaking it, adjusting the white balance, maybe the color, contrast, and everything like that, I go ahead and I save it onto another folder onto my computer that I already have pre-saved for all my other photos and everything like that. And then once that's saved, I'm gonna go ahead and also take off the footage for the video that I want to use, and I'm gonna save that onto the folder as well. Now once I have the photo saved and the video saved onto a folder, I'm going to go ahead and open up Premiere Pro, which is my editing software of choice, and this is where the actual editing portion that's going to go into TikTok actually really starts to come into play. So the main thing that you really want to keep in mind when you are editing photos for TikTok is that you want to edit in a 9:16 aspect ratio. Now, for anyone who doesn't really understand what that is, the traditional TV is 16:9. It's 1920 by 1080. Now, this is reversed and it's a 1080 by 1920 or a 9:16 because you want to be able to have it completely take up the person's phone. Now, this isn't like YouTube where you want everything to be like a phone, like everyone's going to tilt their phone and watch it. This is TikTok. Everyone is holding their phones like this, not like this. So you want to make sure that you keep that in mind. You can definitely edit it however you want it in a different ratio, whatever you want to do. Just for me, I tend to swipe past videos that are like that just because, I don't know, they just don't catch my eye as much. So I try to keep that in mind when I'm editing these videos. So once I get that aspect ratio nailed down, I'm gonna go ahead and make that the timeline editing aspect ratio. Then once that's set, I'm gonna upload the footage that I got, so the video that I'm gonna use and also the 4 photos. And then once that's uploaded, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put that video portion onto the actual timeline. Now, I want this segment to be as small as possible. Now, the reason why I want it to be as small as possible and to be as little time consuming as possible is because TikTok has a very certain way of recommending your videos. Now, the way TikTok works is very similar to how YouTube works, and it rewards you for watch time, which means the longer people watch your videos, the more they're gonna recommend it to other people. And when you upload a video to TikTok, what it does is it randomly sends it out to a bunch of people, and it determines if it's going to send it to more people by how long they watch it. So if it sends it to those random people and they all just swipe through it, they don't like it, they don't comment it on it, what it's going to do is stop recommending it to those people because they're like, hey, it's not liked by these people, let's not recommend it to other people because they're not going to like it either. But on the other hand, if they actually do like it, they watch it for the entire duration of the video, and they measure it in quantities too. So 3 seconds, 9 seconds, 15, I can't remember the exact quantities, but they measure it in quantities to see how long people stay throughout, and you want to make it as long as possible. So what I do is I try to make sure that that little clip, that little 10-second clip of me getting ready to take the shot and everything like that is as little as possible. I maybe make it around like 10 to 15 seconds depending on what I know for sure I want to be in there. But for this, literally all I want people to see is me setting up the camera and posing. I don't want too much more. There doesn't need to be too much more. So I have that little 10-second clip of me setting up the camera right there. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick the best photo, grab it, and put it right at the end of that video clip. So what I want to happen is you're gonna watch the lead up to the video, and then right as the camera is about to shoot, I stop it right there and put the photo right there, so it seems like it's like a freeze frame and it automatically transitions to the actual picture. Hopefully that makes sense. When you see the final product, is gonna make more sense, but that's kind of what I want to happen. I'm literally spitting all over myself right now. But once I get that set up, then the next thing I'm gonna do is choose music. Now, I really like to have Christian music and Christian hip hop music and everything like that, but I've been having so much trouble with it. Like, my videos weren't getting recommended. No one who even follows me were watching my videos. And it's just like, I don't know what it is, but when I can't find it in the TikTok library, it automatically mutes my video, so there's no audio for the video, which is, I don't know, I don't understand that whole process. So now what I do is I just find a random song, preferably a popular song. I get the instrumental for it, or I get the clean version of it, and then I just put it inside of the video. Now, what I like to do is sync it right when that first beat drops, like the first 30 seconds of the song. I find where the beat drops and I sync that up to right where it transitions to the actual photo. So what I do is I go in the timeline, I find where the beat drops to where the spikes are. I put an endpoint right there, move it over to the timeline, sync it up to where the middle of the clips meet, where the end of the video meets and the start of the photo meets. I put the beat drop right there, and then I extend it to the left so that it's synced up right at the beat drop. Now, you don't have to do this. This is a very stylistic choice, but like I said, this is how I edit my video. So that's pretty much it. I get everything synced up, I export it and upload it to the amazing world of TikTok, and that's pretty much it. Now, this is what the finished product looks like. Now, like I said, guys, that is pretty much it. That is how I edit pretty much all my TikTok videos. Now, that's very likely to stay the same for probably, I don't know how long, until I get a new camera. I don't know, but that's how I go about editing them. So if you guys like this video, make sure you go down below, click the like button and turn it blue. If you guys are new, click the sub button to join Innovation Nation. If you guys want me to do a video, leave it with a comment down below. Maybe I'll get to it. Maybe I'll like it. Maybe I'll heart it. Maybe I'll do it sometime this week. Who knows? But thank you guys for watching. Told you guys to do that. Oh, okay. I guess I'll see you guys in the next one.